Yes, we are back with another episode of the Final Point podcast. I am your host, Josh, joined by my boy Adriel, chilling in Cancun with the pina coladas and the
What's
mojitos.
up? We're here in Cancun. We got the Topo Chico.
Heat go down, the heat go down, man. I'd say I'm sad, but I'll be fucking lying.
Hey, Tyler,
So
here.
glad you guys are the fuck up out of here.
Go ahead and give me another one. Oh shit, bro, you forgot to pass. Damn, my bad. All right, what's up, everybody? If you don't know by now, we're chilling on the beach in Cancun, right? And due to our lovely friends out in Boston, they went ahead and sent us home on the first round. You guys didn't. We didn't make an episode during that time because Josh had to sit right next to me and destroy every bit of my Heat fandom. Uh,
Definitely was dope. I was out in Florida, and we did get to watch the Heat get sent home together. Uh, that was pretty fun.
enough
Although I was low key hoping for
a
maybe
battle,
a,
a bar
a,
fight.
a close game, so that maybe there could be some sort of excitement, to the rivalry. But I don't know, man. I didn't really seem like a rivalry. Yeah, I know Heat fans. Okay, no Jimmy, no Rozier. Okay, listen, you roll the ball out, you play who's in front of you. All right, a W is a W.
And they definitely did get that a W. Um, so since we'll get more onto the Heat, but let's talk about a team in the East that is making some noise because we just got done watching the game two of the Indiana and Knicks series,
Good
and
game.
what what are we witnessing every time we see the man Brunson? It's like it's just a masterclass. He's
Yeah,
literally he's getting more elite as time goes on, as each season goes on. He just gets better and better and better and better. His handles, him knowing what's at stake, making the right plays, big shots, big shots. Did all this too on a I think it was a left sore foot.
yeah.
Um, talk about a warrior, bro. The Knicks got someone who's a real deal. This is, and I hate to kind of say this is going to be a hot take, but so far he's doing more than Carmelo ever did for the Knicks.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, you can make the case for that because the Knicks are possibly going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. OG OG just got hurt, and they got to wait to see what happens with that. But Jalen Brunson and the Villanova Knicks are fun to watch. I would admit that. As a Celtics fan, it's kind of hard for me to say that, but they are fun to watch.
They play some
I
scrappy
mean, if you
basketball.
see Jalen Brown out there, okay, and um, if you're an aspiring basketball player, at the middle school level, high school level, watch the Knicks, okay? Watch Jalen Brunson's poise. He never seems rattled. Even after a big shot, he doesn't really celebrate too much. The man is all about business, and his game is just so fun to watch. The way he maneuvers his way into the paint and uses the defensive players' weight against them, and his footwork is just second to none. I mean, this guy is clutch. He's exactly what the New York Knicks fans needed. The city of New York needs Jalen Brunson. He is New York, and this is so far a really fun series to watch for the Knicks because I've told you before, it's fun when the New York Knicks are in the playoffs. It just is. the fans are delusional and as crazy as the Miami Heat fans, so I'm expecting right now, literally someone is jumping on top of a car and shit's getting wild out in front of Madison Square Garden right now.
I believe they're feeding the rats some Hennessy as
So
we
it's
speak right
so
now.
fun it's so fun when the New York Knicks are winning. So shout out to them. Shout out to Jalen Brunson, the Villanova Knicks, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo. I mean, they're running three guards, and listen, man, they are out hustling. They're doing backdoors. I mean, it's just fun to watch, man. So
The two-way play
yeah.
that we're watching, that we're seeing. Yo, Dante DiVincenzo, what a pickup.
Well, listen, we've seen him do that, and like with any other player, if they're given the time and they're given the confidence, they're gonna ball out more than likely. And Josh Hart has shown signs. DiVincenzo has shown signs,
Six
and
threes.
I mean, dude, they're just clutch. They don't get rattled, and they were built for a playoff run. And let me remind everyone, they don't even have Julius Randle. I don't even think they need Julius Randle.
Yeah, I think they
I
need to
just
move
think
on.
I
They
think
what
you
they got
move
right
on.
now is good.
Right, you move on from Julius Randle, get a couple pieces that match that Knicks culture that they're developing out there. That hustle, the hustle and bustle of New York City is now transferred over to the Knicks. I mean, on the offensive glass in clutch minutes, they're crashing the boards. I love to see it, man. And that was some good basketball to watch.
Yeah, I agree. That this right now and that Timberwolves series are definitely the hottest thing to watch right on these playoffs. Now let's talk about your favorite topic. So, Josh, would you like to tell the people of the world of how you guys are going to destroy the Cavs and how Donovan Mitchell's going to come to Miami?
Well, actually, I don't think we're going to destroy the Cavs. I think it's going to be a sweep, but I think these next few games are close. Um, I think the Cavs figure it out. I saw something last game that kind of scared me a little bit. It brought back some bad memories. This PTSD playing with the Heat. I saw the Cavs go into a 2-3 zone, and I said, "What the fuck are they doing? What is going on? Why are they doing that? Are they trying to take a page out of the Miami Heat playbook?"
Hey, Max Strus is feeding them some information.
But what I saw was they don't know how to run it right. You see, when you're doing a 2-3 zone in the NBA, you got to be careful you don't get called for illegal defense. You have to make sure that you are somewhat manning up with someone. Okay, so the 2-3 zone that Spo runs is a matchup 2-3 zone. I used to run that in AAU when I was coaching my boys. It's a 2-3 zone matchup zone. They're matching up, but they're really not, right? They're just constantly switching on everything. And you got to be able to you got to be able to practice that and be good at it. And the Heat are very good at it. And I saw the Cavs make an attempt, but it failed, and we made you pay for that. So I don't expect them to go into that defense again. I do expect them to make it at least a little bit more competitive once we get into Cleveland. But I do expect a sweep. They just don't have enough,
Yeah, it
and
seems
and I
like
and I do expect Donovan Mitchell to be gone out of Cleveland.
yeah, I don't see how he's going to stay on this team.
No, I don't
Um,
see how he stays.
I also don't see how well they really match up. I mean, they do kind of have two bigs, but at the same time, you have Evan Mobley who can be very inconsistent at times and not show up. Jared Allen, of course, is going to battle for you, but and Darius Garland, he's been on a weird this weird slump where he's like there but not really there. He's not really impacting the game, and that's who they need if they want to win.
Yeah, but I think that Darius Garland does better when he's the one running the show. And he showed that during that stretch that Donovan Mitchell was injured. You saw Darius Garland go off. I don't have the point totals or the assist total and all that, but I mean, I know he was going off.
Yeah, he did have that stretch
And
during the regular season. He
right. So
put on.
if I'm the Cavs, I'm looking to get as much as I can for Donovan on some sort of sign and trade deal, okay, and move him for a piece like Isaac Okoro, but can shoot. So we need a
Like a
three
Jalen
and
Williams or
three and D
something.
kind of guy, right? Stretch three, because if Evan Mobley can pop out and hit that jumper on a regular basis, then the Cavs are going to be really good. But we haven't seen that, unfortunately. I've been a big Evan Mobley fan for a while now, but I have not seen that improvement out of Evan Mobley. He just hasn't gotten better. If I thought he was going to be at this point, doing step back jumpers in the paint, and with some unstoppable post game, but we haven't seen that. Yeah, he's been injured, for like a little bit, but still we have not seen that. And the Cavs were playing without Jared Allen, and
Yeah,
now that's huge because we're missing our big. And last game, Cornette had a big game. He was crashing the boards. I don't think that happens with Jared Allen down there. So like I said, I mean, I think it's going to be a couple close games, but I do still think the Celtics sweep the Cavs.
yeah.
Peace, Cavs.
I'm.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. It
I,
was nice.
I'm seeing the same thing, man. I really don't see how the Cavs can pull this off unless like Max Strus
Mm-mm.
goes in and turns into Miami Max Strus. But I mean, other than that, I just don't see them having enough. Like you said, they also have Dean Wade, who I kind of thought was kind of a good bench pickup for them, but he's injured. Um, I don't know that whole team, not as bad, but they kind of remind me of the Brooklyn Nets right now. Like you have a lot of good pieces, I feel, but for some reason you guys just don't mesh together, and that's what I see from the Celtics. I mean, not from the Cavs. Um, they have a lot of good pieces, but they just don't. I don't know. They just don't
Yeah.
perform. They don't work out. No chemistry really. Kind of one of them's always trying to defer to someone, but they don't know who to defer.
Right. Yeah. That you see them doing. You see Garland and Mitchell kind of like taking turns on who's gonna shoot. And listen, if that's gonna be the case, then you got to move one of them because that's just not gonna work. I don't think Mobley and Jared Allen are the problem. I think Strus was a good fit. I think it's Mobley and Garland playing together. So I think they hopefully they figure that out this summer and move Mitchell and don't lose him for nothing, and do some sort of sign and trade. That'll be good. Can I address something that has been going on Twitter? I'm seeing a lot of Jason Tatum hate, and I just listen, from a Celtics fan, I don't get it. But if I understand. There's a lot of hate for the Celtics. I get it. But for people to be saying that he's being carried right now and acting like he's not doing anything at all. Jason Tatum is playing the exact kind of basketball we need him to play. He's understanding that he's in a slump. He is trying to shoot his way out of it, but we don't need him going 7 for 38, okay? And having the Cavs go on runs when Jason's trying to get his shot going and going ISO. We don't need that. Now I know you Celtic haters want that, but we don't give a fuck what you want, okay? We're winning this way. And this is the way we want Jason Tatum to play. I don't want Jason Tatum taking 50 shots and making 10 of them. I don't want that. I'd rather him see the double and pass it to the open man. That's fucking basketball 101. And for people to be slamming him, saying that he's not as good as we thought he was, he playoff Tatum, that's not a real thing. He had 18, 11, and 6 last game. That's a good game. Okay. Not to mention JB's cooking. Derek White is playing out of his mind. Okay. I don't mind if Jason Tatum averages 20 points for the rest of the series. I don't care if he does that until we win the championship. I don't even care. As long as we're winning.
whenever Jason Tatum is facilitating and floor spacing, that's when he's the best Jason
That's when he's
Tatum.
the best
I
one, and
gotta
he's
say,
turning into that. We're seeing
I gotta say
we're
it.
seeing the evolution of
It's
Jason
true.
Tatum. So, to all the haters out there,
Oh man.
Jason Tatum's gonna be just fine.
As a Heat fan, I would love to talk trash, but I'm out here in Cancun. I'm not even in the States right now.
No,
So
well, Jimmy is still talking shit from Cancun or wherever the fuck he's at. He's still talking shit
yeah,
about us.
the cabana right across from me, I always hear him all the time. He's watching the games.
Yeah, punk ass.
Well, since your Cavs are going to be swept under the rug, um, since I'm out here in Cancun, I want us to report on what do we do now? What do we do now, Josh? What
I
what 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 do you think is the future
it's
of
it,
what we got going on right now out in South Beach?
it's tough to say because I think Pat Riley's looking at it like we just played a team that we beat last year, even though they're a different looking team. But they did beat us last year, and one would argue that they had a better roster this season, this playoff matchup. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to face that playoff roster. We haven't had a chance to see Terry Rozier, Mr. Playoff Clutch himself, and Jimmy Butler play on the same team in a playoff game. So if I'm Pat Riley, that's how I'm looking at it, and I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to look at it, assess it, and not really do much. But I think that's a mistake. I think he has to move Tyler Hero before it's too late. Tyler Hero's not going to be a sixth man. His ego is not going to let him do that. And I think this is not the end of the road for Tyler Hero as a potential number two option. I don't think he'll ever be a number one option, but a number two option, maybe he has the, if he can, improve on his defense, on ball defense, if he can improve on his ISO game, I think he has a shot of becoming a two option. But I think that he needs to move him this summer and get as much as you can for him. Hopefully you have a taker because I don't see anyone giving you that much. But maybe you can include Caleb Martin in there, Hero, and a pick. And listen, right now the Heat need to hope that Donovan Mitchell lands in Miami.
I think with the whole Pat Riley thing, uh, a lot of you Heat fans as well, you guys don't remember anything about Pat Riley, and we should be at the mercy that 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 he is our GM because we could be the Magic and have years of dark age basketball hell
This
going
is
on right
true.
now. And he has always led us to winning seasons and playoff appearances. So whatever he says goes. That's just how I see it. Um, and what he said to Jimmy, because I know people still they've been talking about that nonstop. Listen, man, he's got to show up next season if he wants his bag. That's just it. That's just that, and that's basically what he said. That's all it is. You better show up so I can pay you. Because if
Let's
you
be
don't show up,
clear.
I'm not paying you.
Let's be clear. The Heat are gonna pay Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, dude, it would be
Come on,
insane. I can't even see it happening, man.
come on.
I
Now
really can't.
maybe the terms will be not as long as he hopes for, but I can see maybe a 2 year, 2 year 110 million, something ridiculous like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's like 50 a
Right.
season. That's I see that happening as well. Um, but I do think his comments on not upgrading maybe is kind of I didn't really like that because we obviously need to upgrade. We definitely need to upgrade. And yeah, like I said, I like Tyler Hero a lot. I just don't like if you have to sacrifice someone who has value. I feel like Caleb and Tyler are at the top of your list. I don't know how much you get for Tyler after this playoff run as well because it was not that great. But I mean, I don't know. I just know that they have to make some type of upgrade. There has to be an upgrade somewhere, whether it's backup center, which I think we desperately need, um, or someone to run the point. That's all I that's the only thing I see. Only thing I see, my man.
What happened
But
with Orlando Robinson?
who knows? Who knows,
Yo, but
man? I mean,
what kills me is
but I
you,
mean,
though. You was talking like he was the next Hakeem Olajuwon, dude. Like, what happened to him, man? Man can't
listen,
even get on the court.
listen. I always thought he would just be a pretty good. I thought he would at least be a pretty good backup center. I think for the most part, he plays pretty decent.
Man, it
But
just goes to show you, man, it's tough. Listen,
whatever. Yeah,
the NBA is tough, man. I mean, it just goes to show you how good you got to be to actually get minutes in the NBA. Because, listen, I thought that at least one of those centers that you picked up, Thomas Robinson or whatever the hell his name is,
that's
Thomas
Thomas Bryant.
Bryant, Thomas Bryant, I forgot his name. Thomas Bryant or Orlando Robinson would have been getting some sort of burn on the court, but man, it has not
10,
worked out that
15 a
way.
night. That's what I was hoping
Yes,
for.
yeah, it's not worked out that way, man. But
No.
listen, you guys got Bam. Okay, that's always listen. Build around Bam. Jimmy is you don't build around Jimmy. Build around Bam. Bam is still very dominant when he wants to be. Duncan Robinson was hurt, so we you saw some good flashes out of Duncan Robinson during the season. Okay, that's promising. I mean, he actually got better.
Yeah,
Unlike Tyler Hero, he got better.
yeah, that's
So
for sure.
I think you continue to give Duncan Robinson the confidence he needs. Next season, I think you try to desperately find a five. I don't think Bam is good as a five because he shoots too well for that. And now I know you can say, a stretch five would help, yes. But Bam, I think his dominant position is at the four because he can help side defense. Okay, when you have a dominant five, he can help. And his mid-range game is crazy. Okay. And Bam can shoot some threes. So
Yeah, we'll
I think you build around Bam. You try to get rid of Duncan of Tyler Hero. You keep Duncan, keep Jaime, Jimmy, Rozier. That's the lineup right there. Try to find a big, and if Hero wants to come off the bench, that would work. If he doesn't, I just say you move him and try to get as much as you can from him.
yeah. I don't know how
Put your
what's
ties
gonna
with
work
him.
out.
That's it.
Whatever they do this off summer, they're either gonna have to trade their picks, or I don't know. Maybe you keep the pick. We have two first round picks, I believe, this year. Um, I don't know I don't know, man. I'm in Cancun living life. I don't even know what else to say about them. They just need to next year. There just needs to be a big focus on showing up and not being hurt, and offense needs to be. They need to at least learn how to run a transition offense. At least, like, please, for the love of God, please, please, guys, if you're hearing this, you're watching this, whatever you guys run in transition is so awful and ugly. And as a sports fan, it is awful to watch. But I still love you guys, so I just want you guys to fix that.
Hey, what would be funny, man? This would be the greatest scenario ever. Pat Riley runs it back, and the Heat aren't as good as we thought they were. When I say we, I mean me, not you. I know you guys are, but they run it back. They're not that good. They missed the playoffs, and then Pat Riley tries to blow it up, and at that point,
Yeah,
it's too late.
it's
Everyone
too
has lost their value. No one's gonna want. Listen, I'm gonna keep saying this until I'm blue in the face. If Jimmy, I don't know how much Jimmy got in the tank. Jimmy, if you're listening to this, listen to me. I know I got a Celtics hat and I'm a Celtics fan, and my opinion is biased, but this is, trust me, this is a compliment to you. If you would just play how you play in the playoffs versus the Celtics, if you were to play like that throughout the whole regular season, maybe with the exception of maybe 10 games, okay? But if you were to play like that 90% of the time in the regular season, you will be the MVP, okay? Because the roster is not that good. And The Heat will have a better record because you're in the East. Okay, so with the exception of the losses you'll get from Boston, you'll have a decent, almost great record, and you will be awarded with the MVP. Now I know that doesn't mean anything, but it has to mean something for the legacy of Jimmy Butler, because we can't just keep saying that he's the best, Heat player ever. As I didn't say that, but on Twitter, I mean, these fans are fucking delusional. I mean, they think Jimmy is the second coming of Christ. I mean, it's fucking crazy. You gotta have a better regular season, man. You gotta show up in the regular season. You can't just show up in the playoffs. I'm sorry, man. I don't respect that, man. It's fun it's fun if you're a Heat fan. It's good for the NBA having those kind of Jimmy stories, those stories of, like Jalen Brunson right now, going off in the playoffs. I love it. I'm here for it. Not against my fucking Celtics. Okay, no. Give us something in the regular season, and get the tone started in the regular season. Don't wait till the fucking playoffs to turn it up.
Yeah, they definitely need to show up for the regular season, because if not, we're just going to be playing champs every year, and possibly just get the first seed and get destroyed every year. Listen, I don't understand why they make it so hard. There was at, at least this season there was at least 15 games I could say that were winnable. At least this year,
But
15.
but I last season, and we spoke about this a bunch of times. Last season, the Heat won a lot of close games in the final minutes. They pulled away games where they were losing.
Bunch of
They were
games.
losing in the whole game, and they came back for a bunch of those games. So one could argue they weren't even supposed to make the playoffs last year.
Of
Okay.
course.
They shouldn't even have made the playoffs this year. The same thing happened again. They lost the first game and won the second game. They try to fucking sneak into the fucking playoffs and try to pull their little fucking bitch magic. And we caught on to them and we got them the fuck up out of there. Next season, take it serious.
Uh,
Okay? You just can't turn it up when you want. It's not how it works. Okay?
I this is what I do see. I do see Jimmy playing at least a majority of those regular season games for real, and I see him showing up, hopefully not getting hurt again. But I see that happening at least for this upcoming season. I have hope. I think he's
Good.
got at least maybe a year or two more of basketball on him, like some good basketball.
Some good basketball.
I don't know. I guess we'll see, man. Um, well, this ends our show today, guys. I got some more
Hmm.
margaritas coming for me back at the
Can,
cabana.
can we end it off on Ann Edwards is unbelievable. And I am so happy he's about to dismiss the Joker from the playoffs and make it easier for my Celtics. However, I'm low key kind of scared about a Minnesota Timberwolves matchup in the finals. Okay.
Yeah, MJ son.
I'm low key kind of scared of that because the Timberwolves look kind of scary right now. But they still got to get past OKC. OKC looks good. But this is some good playoffs coming up. We have some great games coming up. So I'm excited. We will be back with another episode on Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Saturday.
Saturday.
We could
Talk
talk
more
about
hoops.
the. We'll talk about also your Celtics, and we'll probably talk like you just said. We'll talk probably about that Minnesota game on Friday, because that's going to be a great one. And as a Heat fan, I'm enjoying the Nuggets go down 0-2. Really having
There you
fun with
go.
that.
Hey,
I love
you
it.
gotta find some. You gotta find something to root for from the pool in Cancun.
Yeah, from
I hear
Cancun,
you.
we're all hating down over here, so it's cool. We're over the Hawks are actually over there. They're like four
Hey,
cabanas down.
you could have got the same weather in Miami, man. You don't have to go all the way out there. All right,
It's
bro.
nicer here. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us here for the Final Point
Peace.
podcast, and we will see you next time.